This is Die Sporting Network.
All right, we are ready for St. Francis and Franklin.
Back deep to receive the kickoff for the Indians, number 1, Makai Workman, and number 5, Rodney Nelson.
The Tribe will get the ball first here. And Mr. Terry, we seen last week Franklin in a close win against Medford Mel, 19-14. But this is a different animal, and the coaching staff told us that while we was on the field talking with him.
That's right, he sure did. I think Franklin need to come with better offense this game.
No question, the kickoff bounces right at the 7-yard line. Nice room. And a nice return right at near the 35-yard line.
That's number 5, Rodney Nelson. A good return.
That it was. And we were saying Franklin's quarterback was practicing, looked very good in his form.
And they got good field position.
But they do. See what the Tribe does here on their first possession. Here they are technically the home team. They're in the white. St. Francis is in the yellow jerseys here. Collaboration with AC Sports Network, Haven Sports Network, and the Dinosaur Network here. First run up the middle. A gain of a couple. Let's see where they set it at. It's going to be second down coming up here. That was a nice run there, Coach.
Looked like he got about 4 yards, or only a yard.
Second down and 9.
Second and 9 here for
Tackle made
the
by
Tribe.
Derek Moore. Second down.
Got you.
Thank you.
Look like we're going to have a pass here.
That we is. And a short pass, and he dropped the football.
Incomplete pass.
Good pass rush.
Third down.
I'm really impressed with that pass rush.
Yeah, Nelson was rushed to do something, and he dropped the football.
Almost had a turnover there.
And that they did. Franklin plays in Baltimore County 3A and the MPSSAA when their playoffs get going in the public school side. 2018 champions of 3A. And it's 3rd and 9. And the ball on the 36 of Franklin. Roll out. Throws it. Incomplete. And a flag down as well. Our first penalty of the afternoon.
Look like holding against Franklin.
Which will be declined in all likelihood.
Shot block on the offense.
Ooh, man.
They actually accepted the penalty.
Which is a 15-yard penalty. They probably doing that because of the punt. The punt will be shorter.
And they'll have better field position.
Yeah, they can stop them, which you would think they would.
So let's see what Franklin does on 3rd and long.
Beautiful afternoon here in mid-September.
Lovely weather.
4th down and 26.
It's 3rd down and 26.
3rd and 26. Don't know where the 4th down came. It's 3rd and 26 here. And there's a taxi ride. That's a long meter to run. Throws it. Caught. Dropped it.
Good hit. Good hit.
The hit stick was there. Nelson couldn't hang on to it.
Deontay Malone with the hit.
Man.
That was an awesome hit.
It was. The quarterback's been victim with a hit and a drop against Franklin here to keep this drive alive.
4th down.
Let's see if they go after the punter on this.
Don't have everybody up.
Lamar Patterson deep for the return.
Wide punt. He fair catch that. I'm about to say he fair catched it.
I don't think he meant to do that, though.
Right. It's great field position, though, for the Panthers in Franklin territory. We see the Panthers
football
here locally for the first time since 2019. And first since a couple weeks ago, they lost down to Florida on a nationally televised game against St. Thomas Akwesasne. I probably pronounced the last name wrong. Forgive me. John Griffin, the senior now. Last time I got to put my eyes on him, he was a sophomore. Did his thing for the Panthers. Had that great running game behind him. And I think the Panthers.
This is touchdown.
That is a touchdown. He's gone.
He's gone.
To the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers. I spoke John Griffin's name up, and he strikes.
I think Franklin's in for a long day.
That is not what the Tribe had in mind to start this one off. Just like that, 6-0 St. Francis. 24 ranked team here in the country. Extra point attempt. And
look good.
Right down Broadway, as we would say.
Extra point is no good.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's no good. It fooled both our eyes because we thought it got in. Wow.
Wow. That looked right straight down the middle.
It did. 6-0 advantage here. If you're Franklin, you got to have long drives to keep the Panthers offense off the football field.
Yeah, but look like they
playing a local team that haven't done it since 2018, it's got to be key. It's got to be key. You're playing a local team, and you want to show out.
Makai Workman and Gavin Nelson deep for the return for the Indians.
Nelson got to redeem himself from that drop and got it at the 5. At the 20. Down and near the 25-yard line. That's where the Tribe of Franklin will set up.
First down and 10, Indian.
I think what Franklin should do on this second time around, they should do little short passes, kind of alleviate that pass rush.
Agreed, big time. Is that front four, St. Francis?
They're tenacious.
Yes, they are.
You got to do some little draw plays or some little screens to alleviate that, to keep that pass rush honest. I don't think running the ball is going to be the key.
Okay, Franklin trying to set up the run for the pass, and there was no gain there. He lost 2. 2nd and 12 here.
Elijah Graham with the
6-0 lead for the Panthers. Griffin
second down
with the touchdown on the quarterback keeper earlier. Second and 11. Oh, ball loose. Quarterback had to roll out with it. He made something out of nothing there, Coach Clark.
That was a great recovery. That could have been a disaster if he'd have lost that ball.
A huge disaster indeed.
But I like his composure. He didn't panic. He just grabbed the ball and just took off. I like his composure.
3rd and 4 now. That was a gain of 7 off that.
But I also agree
play
with the fans that I saw a little holding out there.
A little love grab, as we would say, and play clock reset. The referee stopped play there. 3rd and 4. This is huge for Franklin to me early in this football game.
Yeah, this is a key down.
Incomplete.
Incomplete pass.
4th down. I wouldn't go for it.
Looked like a little pass interference on that play.
I was definitely a little grabbing, no doubt about that.
Looked like a little pass interference. I think the referee missed that call.
The first punt was not pleasing. Let's see the second one can at least get the ball past the 50.
Lamar Patterson set deep for the return.
It does.
Better punt.
Much better. Going to go out, what do you think, right at the 39?
Flag on the play.
See what the flag is about that. There's a little, you got to keep your composure now, you both sides.
Yeah, it looked like a little roughhousing going on out there.
Let's see
the ball would be placed at the 45-yard line. Depends on what the call is. I didn't get a chance to see what the referee was calling.
I did not either. The offense is still out here for Franklin. They might have gotten the first down off this penalty.
Personal foul.
Personal foul against who, though?
Like it's against Franklin.
It's against Franklin. That's huge. You don't want to have self-inflicting penalties.
15-yarder.
That puts, which was a good punt, now puts the ball back inside of Franklin territory now.
Personal foul was called against the Indians. First down and 10.
It's not what the doctor had in mind. Throws it. Dropped it. Man, my goodness.
I think he was trying to run before he caught the ball.
Coleman, the running back. Thought he had pay dirt, and like you said, Coach Clark, he did, but he didn't have the ball first.
Like they used to tell me back in the day, you got to catch the ball first.
Two composed quarterbacks here in this one.
I'm impressed.
Fakes the pass there. It's a nice gain there. That's going to gain about 8, I would believe.
I'll agree with you. Nice little run out.
Cullerman with the carry. Should be 3rd and short here coming up. 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2.
3rd down and 2.
Fakes it. Cullerman cuts back and he's gone. Man to beat. 1st and goal for St. Francis.
Good recovery by Franklin, though. I like that recovery by number 3. Jamal Lewis. Jamal Lewis. Great play by Jamal Lewis.
First down.
1st and goal here.
Goal.
Up the middle. Ball's loose. And did Franklin get it back? And it did. And that's huge for the Tribe. Huge for the Indians there.
That's the first turnover of the game. Big mistake by St. Francis. Big mistake. When you're inside the red zone, you don't need those kind of turnovers.
No, you do not. And Franklin needed that. They did not lead this to get beyond a 1-score game, in my opinion.
Good recovery for Franklin, but they got a long field.
Long field indeed. The ball's going to be set up.
Look like around the 2-yard line.
1 yard
at the
line. 1. Wow.
So we got a 99-yard drive. I don't think scoring is important right now, but they need to hold on to the ball for a little bit.
Big time. And
kill some of the clock.
You were saying earlier, short passes. I think that will help here.
First down.
Because the Panthers will expect to run. We got whistles.
Looked like somebody moved.
It is a delay of game. How much more can you moonwalk back to the end zone?
It's going to be at the half-yard line.
What's old gospel song for the great Hezekiah Walker, 99.5 won't do?
Don't shoot yourself in the foot.
Francis.
This is a very important play here.
It is.
Good play by the quarterback to keep it.
It is. He might have gained a yard there, and that's good enough.
Look like he might have gained another half a yard there.
See what they have here.
One of the things I'm noticing that St. Francis defensive line is a little bigger than Franklin's offensive line. So this game is going to be won in the trenches too.
Big time. Got to get that push. Second and 9. Quarterback out the shotgun here. Snap is important. Throws it.
Way to get rid of it.
Incomplete.
Incomplete pass.
And a flag. That might be pass interference there, Coach Claw.
I was looking at it. I think they finally caught it this time.
It's about saving grace, how sweet the sound. That'll get him out the end zone.
That'll get him out the end zone. That's a good break for Franklin. Good break. So they picked up the flag.
Oh, they did.
So apparently there was no call.
Third
and 9. So, yes, the flag was picked up. Getting out of the end zone.
That is a first down for Franklin.
That should be right near the first down mark. That will move
That
the
will
chains.
be a first down.
Justin Sellers.
Move them chains, as they would say.
Way to get out of the end zone.
$7:51 left here in the first.
First down, Indians.
Ball on the 14 here.
Oh.
He got swamped there off the run. And maybe a gain of 1. And that's being generous.
I'm not asking Franklin to abandon the run, but I think they should do a little something else. I don't know if they have a screenplay in their arsenal, but they're not going to run against St. Francis.
2nd and 12 at the 12 now. Seen it in the matchup I had last night with Hereford and Memphis Mill. They played ball control.
How you doing?
Scrambles, bombs away.
You got him.
Caught, first down for the Indians. Nelson got it. And in high school ball, you only need that 1 foot down.
That's all you need is 1 foot in.
Indians.
That was a good pass too.
Yes, it was. Right on the money.
I'm really quit.
We said we liked him, man, and he's done well so far. Connor Richard there for Franklin.
For Franklin.
Come on, defensive line, let's go! That's too much time back there.
Franklin setting up at St. Francis's 49, Coach Claw. Full wide receiver set.
Blitz.
Man.
And this is what I was talking about, the screenplay.
Still on his feet. A nice gain there. That's a gain of 6.
Good run.
Deshaun Womack with the tackle.
That'll alleviate that pass rush just a little bit.
Yes.
But I'm really impressed with Franklin's offensive line. They've been doing a pretty good job of giving protection.
Yeah, they gave Richard enough time there to get that ball out.
Gain of 7 on the play.
That was a gain of 7.
Good drive for Franklin right now.
Richard.
Oh.
They got him that time.
And you got an offensive holding.
It's worse when you have offense holding and your quarterback still gets sacked. That's got to be the worst.
That's got to be bad.
Holding. Offense.
If I was St. Francis, I would decline this penalty, but look like they're going to accept it.
Let's do it again, defense.
Just when I was giving Franklin's offensive line kudos, they
They said, nah.
maybe I shouldn't have said anything. Maybe somebody on St. Francis heard me.
You never know. You never know.
Look like they declined this penalty.
Third in the taxi ride. The meter's at 14 here.
Let's get that rush from that defensive line.
Panther Nation, I can't hear you. Defense.
Let's go.
Richard rolls out again, throws the bomb.
Hold it again.
That was
Incomplete pass.
holding, maybe.
On the play.
Intentional grounding.
Not only is that an incomplete pass, not only is it holding against the offense.
Getting this ball again, get over the 50-yard line here. And this punt, 4th and 26. High snap. And a nice punt.
Decent punt.
Right at the 29. There's some room now. Look out. Still on his feet. Down the sidelines at the 30-yard line of Franklin.
Good run by McKeldin Workman. I'm sorry, I got the wrong number.
We're sharing the rosters here.
Justin Sellers with the tackle. Panther football, 1st and 10.
Well, they back in scoring position again.
From 30 to 30, yeah. And
Short field.
now Franklin was fortunate the last time to get the fumble. They weren't able to take advantage of it.
Well, the defense for Franklin is going to be the key right now. I don't think the offense is going to do as much.
Fakes it. Time Griffin down the field, one-on-one, and complete.
Good defensive play. Good defensive play.
Very good defensive play. And he was playing the ball, so there's no defensive pass interference.
Well, the key for a defensive back is to turn your head and look at the ball. Once you turn your head, there's no pass interference.
Exactly.
Good job.
Stewart with the coverage.
Went for it. Griffin went for it all.
Quarterback shows some good arm, though.
2nd and 10 at the Franklin 29. Griffin fakes, spins out of it, and gains the first down.
He's close. Looks like he's a yard short. Actually, he's 2 yards short.
2 yards short.
2 yards short of the first down.
3rd and 2. I see they call it 3rd and 3.
With the run. 3rd and 3.
You're in 4-down territory anyway.
No question. Oh, that's a run. That's a end zone,
touchdown.
and that is a touchdown. Demarus Robinson scores for St. Francis.
Will Robinson.
Question is, will the Panthers go for 2 here? Oh, hold on. Do we have a flag down? It's coming back.
Holding against St. Francis.
It's coming back. So how huge is that? So the Panthers' last drive was at the 1 and fumbled. This is a touchdown, and it's coming back. It's 3rd and long now.
Francis destroying their own self. So they still got a first down. Was this 3rd down?
Griffin goes for the end zone again, too far this time.
Incomplete pass.
I think they gave him the first down. It's just the holding call brought back the touchdown. It's going to be 2nd down coming up here. And St. Francis need to get the ball to the 9.
We're still in the 4-down territory.
Oh, no question. No question about it. What do you think about Griffin's last pass there? I think the text message didn't get through there.
Didn't get through.
It's going to be about 2 yards shy of the first down. That was a nice run there by the Panthers.
This should be about a 3rd and 3.
Four minutes here left in the first quarter. And it is, and you're correct. Clock, 3rd and 3. Fakes it as Griffin, and he sees daylight. And a touchdown for St. Francis.
Griffin, touchdown.
Add him up 2 for Mr. Griffin in this one so far.
He shows great movement, great speed. I'm impressed with this quarterback.
John Griffin, the senior.
They're going to go for 1. I thought it was a little too early to go for 2.
I kind of agree for the most part. They are going for 1. Ooh, let's see. This time is good.
Extra point is good.
13-0.
Panthers 13.
13-0 for St. Francis. Again, for Franklin, this is not what they had in mind so far.
Even though we're still in the first quarter, this is a key drive for Franklin.
No question. No question about it. Want to thank everybody for checking us out here on AC Sports Network and the Dye Sporting Network as well, along with Haven Sports Network and Haven Photography. Thank you all for checking us out here. High school football throughout the season, throughout the DMV area on these respective networks. And on DSN next week, Coach Clark, we'll have Dunbar Mervo in our high school showcase game. What a
that should be an interesting game.
And them two teams in the last decade have battled each other well. Expect another good one there. This is kickoff here right at the 10 for Nelson. Spins out of it and got room. Nice return at the 40.
That was a great return.
I love the heart of this Franklin team.
At the 34-yard line.
You know, next week they get Delaney. Hopefully down the road we'll see them against Parkville later on in the year.
That should be a good game.
I think it will be. The county with Memphis Mill. Of course, Franklin took care of Memphis Mill last week. And 3A is always the toughest division for the MPSSAA playoffs normally.
Yes, it is. I think we should go back to the screenplay. That was a good draw play. They just developed a little slow.
And against St. Francis defense, slow don't work.
Don't work.
Loss of 2 on the play.
But these are the things they got to do to alleviate that pass rush.
Yeah, this front four here at St. Francis, this is college worthy.
They blitzing again.
Throws it to the outside, he dropped it. Another drop.
He's supposed to be their top receiver, Galvin Nelson.
Not having a good afternoon so far.
I think he heard too many foots coming.
Well, like you said again, Coach Clark, they got to find a way to relieve the pass rush because it's too much, and they might have to consider max protecting. I know they like to spread them out, but they might have to consider max protecting.
They won't have to.
Now they got 2 receivers and then 2 running backs with the quarterback.
But I'm looking at number 44 on St. Francis. I think they can beat this guy. Well, they trying to. That was just bad communication between the receiver and the quarterback.
Definitely is. 4th down, the punt unit coming out. And the Panthers get the ball back again.
They cannot afford a 3 and out.
No, they cannot.
But if I was coaching Franklin right now, I would attack number 44. I would keep on attacking him.
Fourth and 12. Oh, this one not as good of a punt. Right at midfield.
Again, he was under a lot of pressure. I'm noticing that St. Francis is actually running through the blockers of Franklin.
Which, you know, it's not the best thing in the world you want to see if you're on the front lines.
Franklin now has to learn how to stop the rushing attack of St. Francis. They're actually beating them on the ground.
Now this time the Panthers look like they have 3 receivers. As Patterson went out.
Flag on the play.
What we got here?
Should be illegal motion, but I guess it is.
It is.
Legal procedure on St. Francis.
Push the ball back inside their own territory.
I think that's the biggest defense that Franklin used all day.
Oh, my.
Run the ball.
You want to make our people up Franklin touchy. No, it's not. Nice snap there. Speaking of the run, had to gain tackle him there. That's a gain of about 7 there, I would say. As it was 1st and 15, it's going to be 2nd and manageable now.
They may have to bring that safety in a little bit.
Pushed to Powell and pushed it up for a first down.
I think we're a little short here.
Darrell Robinson with the run.
I think we're 2 yards short again.
2 yards short again there. Let's see what they post up. It's going to be 3rd down. Coach Clark said it looked like it will be about 2.
Gain of 5 on the play.
The way the defense is playing, they always in a 4-down territory.
Oh, that's a split. Oh, boy.
There's your first down.
Oh, boy. Still on his feet. Can they stop him? They do barely. First and goal.
What a tremendous run.
Robinson explodes there. And it's 1st and goal for St. Francis.
Once again, they back in the red zone.
First down, Panthers.
They said they might have to bring it up, but St. Francis has not really passed the ball as much as of yet.
As long as your safety is playing back, they don't have to pass the ball. Good play, good play, good play.
That was a good tackle there.
Now that's the best defensive play for Franklin.
Richard Carter with the tackle.
Carter with the tackle there. 2nd and goal. See, I'm sorry, 2nd down. It's not goal yet.
It's not 2nd down. They can still get a first down.
The goal line.
2nd down and 10.
Set up at the 3. Fakes it, splits
Touchdown.
it, and scores it. Robinson gets in on the front this time.
Now he made that look real easy.
He made that look extremely easy. It's a 19-0 game.
Panther Nation, make some noise.
Going for 1 again here.
Still a little too early for Franklin to panic.
Yeah, I agree. Let me at him. We've been doing it many years. Low snap. That's good.
Extra point is good. Panthers 20, Indians.
We're letting our producer John hit the extra point since we badly got the first one wrong. Oh, I tell you. 47 seconds left here in the first.
Another key drive for Franklin.
It's the receivers have not bailed out the quarterback. They've dropped the football, and it's hurt dearly.
Yeah, the receivers actually got to help their quarterback.
So scores for Solid Calvert Hall here in week 3, beating McDonough. McDonough's 0-2. A lot of people didn't expect that to start the season off.
No, they didn't.
Calvert Hall's 2-0, and them and Spalding, I think, is coming up in a showdown matchup in the private school area in the MIAA conference.
Set deep for the Indians, Makai Workman and Ronnie Nelson.
That's a kickoff. Back at the 11.
Good run.
There you go. Run. Nice zigzag there. Near the 35-yard line. Probably be set up at the 34.
Good field position once again.
Indians football, first down and 10 at the 34.
Let's see if Franklin can hold on to the ball a little longer.
That second drive wasn't the bad idea. It just didn't get bailed out. Three wide receiver set. Oh, ball. Oh, low. No snap. Was able to recover, though, but probably will lose a couple yards there.
No gain on the play.
They're lucky that it was no gain.
A little like he lost a yard and a half there.
I think, yeah, I'm about to say he looked like he lost a yard. That's what I thought.
Devin Morgan on the stop.
I seen in the matchup with St. Mary's Riken and Mount St. Joe's to start the year off. A lot of bad snaps in that game from St. Mary's Riken. The offense really couldn't get in rhythm in the game. Oh.
Uh-oh.
That's big time. Big time at Trostman. It's the quarter. About to come to a close.
Kind of bailed Franklin out a little bit on that one.
No question. 5 yards up. 2nd and 7 now. A little bit more manageable.
That's the end of the first quarter.
It is. After one, it's 20-0. St. Francis here over Franklin. We'll be back with the second quarter here coming up. Second quarter here about to get going. The boys die. Coach Terry Clark here with you. And we got another whistle.
Flag on the play.
That's got to be against Franklin.
Yeah, it is.
False start.
All right, false start there.
They had a 2nd and 7. Now it's a 2nd and 12.
Back to where they started at.
Still.
One penalty deserves another, right?
That's right. They can't afford those penalties, though.
No, sir. No, sir, at all. So clock back to 12. $20-0 lead here for St. Francis. Richard, down he goes.
Let's meet at the quarterback.
Definitely not the Indians had in mind. I know you're talking about the offensive line early in the game. They was doing decent, but now.
Devin Morgan.
Yeah, once I said that, seemed like St. Francis just upped their game a little bit.
Nick, you on the mic here? No, it's not. Second and 13. Richard. Screen pass.
That's what I was talking about.
Perf. Third and 18 now, and
Flag on the play.
was that a late hit out of bounds?
Looked like a late hit out of bounds.
That could, again, help Franklin get the first down.
Personal foul. Defense.
Unnecessary roughness. 15-yarder.
That will put the ball right near midfield.
That'll give Franklin a first down, of course.
First and 10 at the 46. Ooh, man.
No gain on the play.
Guys got pushed back into him. Not a much you're doing there.
St. Francis is a hard-hitting team.
Should be second. As the folks up in the box there got to get their act together. They got first and 38 off at second.
It should be second and 11.
Yes. And I think they heard us finally. They're going to correct that. And they do. 10:31 left here in the first half. Low throw, incomplete.
Incomplete pass.
The heat is on. And we ain't talking about the temperature either.
I think St. Francis done rattled the quarterback.
Third and 11.
They cannot afford to turn the ball over to St. Francis right now.
Do you consider this fourth down territory here for Franklin?
Yes. At this point of the game, yes. Well, no.
Richard hesitates, throws it finally, and too far. And there was three Panthers around the receiver. But it's a flag down, I believe. See if Franklin get bailed out again by the Yellow Laundry.
Holding.
Defensive
Against
holding.
the Panthers.
Wow.
It's an automatic first down.
I mean, it happened.
Well, maybe I thought that was going to be an automatic first down, but apparently not. They still got a third in the yard to go. This is definitely four down territory.
So this is a 10-yard penalty. Oh, man.
He lost a couple on that play.
No gain on the play.
Actually, I would go for it on this one.
I was going to say play action, but it seemed like Richard haven't had enough time to do that.
Well, right now they're not respecting Franklin's running, so
at all.
Play action would not help. But this is a good call.
You got it. To me, you got to go for it here. You got to show.
You got a fourth and 3?
Yep, it should be 4th and 3. Here, right at the St. Francis 47-yard line here.
I would go back to the screenplay. It was successful.
Richard rolls out.
He got a man.
He got a man downfield, but could not. Oh, there it is. Pass interference.
That's a bad call.
I didn't like that call either.
That's a bad call.
Because both defenders was defending the ball.
Yeah, plus the turf got him. That wasn't anything the players did.
No.
They need to pick that flag up.
Yeah, I would pick it up.
That was a bad call.
No, pass interference against the defense. Man.
The ball was catchable. He stumbled on the turf.
Yeah, the players didn't push him down at all. I think Franklin has had more penalty yards than actual yards.
Well,
First down.
they need to get yards any way they can.
Hey, amen. First down.
No gain on the play.
Franklin cannot run the football right now.
Look like somebody lost a helmet out there.
And that will automatically stop it. It should have automatically stopped the clock. It's supposed to in high school football now.
Yeah.
The helmet comes off.
He has to come out too.
Yep, come out for a play.
Now hurry up and get him back in the game. Hurry up. Hey, hurry up. Put him back in the game.
Second down.
This is a key down for Franklin. They have to do something.
Defense! Has the nation! I can't hear you! Defense!
Oh, so much flags. I think a false start happened there.
Okay, Franklin, you're beating yourself again. As they say in football, you're shooting yourself in the
Flag
foot.
on the play.
I have to ask this because I haven't seen Franklin play on a big field except in the 3A championship game. Is the fact that it's not playing in a high school field, it's playing at Morgan, is affecting them a little bit?
I don't think so. I think they're a well-coached team. They're just being outplayed right now. I think St. Francis is just bigger, stronger. Before the game, I thought this game would be won in the trenches, and I see that it is.
And the St. Francis Lions is dominating the trenches. Richards, incomplete.
Incomplete pass.
Quarterback rushing.
Yeah. Because he actually has some time there.
Yeah.
Third and 15 here.
It's 4-down territory again, though.
Definitely.
So they don't have to get it all at one time.
Right.
I don't know why they abandoned the screen. I would go right back to it.
Ball has to get to the St. Francis 24 for a first down. Timeout by Franklin.
Timeout, Indians.
Haven't seen a wide receiver screen either. I think that would help as well.
That would be a good call.
St. Francis next game, Coach Clark down and only playing good counsel, and that should be an interesting matchup there.
That should be a very good, interesting matchup.
And here on the Dime Swing Network side, we'll see good counsel in Mount St. Joe's 2 weeks from today, as we taping on Saturday, 2 weeks from today against Mount St. Joe's.
Okay.
It should be a good one indeed. Of course, check out our matchups we had against Piley Merville and Calvert Hall McDonough. We have both of them up for you. Our man, Brother John Concia Prep, 2-0 right now. He is
Timeout.
their filmer.
Panthers.
And St. Francis now calls time. As the Saints are favored to be a part of that MIAB conference race there. I think between them and Curley. Curley's the defending B conference champion. It should be interesting indeed in the B conference in the MIAA. I was about to say fourth down, but it's third down. Both teams took a timeout each.
Yes. I don't think St. Francis liked the way their defense was lined up against them. Against that.
We said earlier you consider max protect, and and just keeping maybe 2 receivers in.
Well, they got an empty backfield.
Yeah, they got 5. Is that 5 receivers out there?
Yes, they do.
A rollout, a bomb, and it should have been picked off.
It should have been picked off.
And complete.
Almost intercepted. Incomplete pass.
Omar Terry saying, man, I should have had a cookie right there.
Yeah, he should have.
4th and 15.
Do you think Franklin going for it?
I think so, Coach. I think they're going to try to roll the dice. Again, they got a penalty the last time to help them out.
Yep. Fourth and 15. Now you got to go for it all. I think that was a bad call, that last play. They shouldn't have went for it all.
Yeah, I think this, like you said, this was the one you kind of roll the dice. Not
Little razzle-dazzle that didn't work.
Maybe it should have been flipped around a little bit there. St. Francis will take over on downs.
Terry Omar with the tackle.
And the Panthers with one play can strike in a hurry.
Yes, they can.
Here at Morgan Stadium. Hughes Field. Earl Banks Field here in Hughes Stadium. Home to the Morgan State Bears. I think they're on the road this week. I got to check where they're at. This might be the week they play. No, they played Townsend last week. I'll check where they're at.
Little off legal procedure.
Legal procedure on the offense. Tell you the referee's been working, haven't they?
Yeah, did they switch quarterbacks?
Is Griffin still in?
Penalty called against the Panthers.
I think so. Let me see what we have in now. We have Michael Van Buren in the game now, the sophomore.
Still first down.
They're trying to get the sophomore some work. I see Griffin stretching on the bench there. Buren, it's going to come back as a hold. It's incomplete.
Doesn't matter.
Incomplete pass.
It's a hole.
Flag on the flag. Holding.
Yeah, Morgan at Tulane this week. And they got beat pretty good, 69-20, 0-2 now. It's the Bears, they see Sacred Heart.
Offense.
This is a good break for Franklin if they can hold him down here.
Run to the outside.
He got
some room. Look out!
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Hello, end zone for the Panthers. Touchdown. Jarian Lewis, the running back. Gerard Kellerman exploded. We got a flag down?
We got a flag down.
Oh, boy. Oh, you got to be kidding.
Flag going to flag.
Oh, you got to be kidding. Wow. Wow. Man. As the late Keith Jackson would have said, hold the phone.
That's why it was a pretty run.
That's right. Man.
That's back in Francis up to the 10-yard line.
I know we don't have official stats in front of us. We'll try and get some at halftime. There has to be more penalty yards in this game than actual yards so far. Oh, my man. First in a Uber ride, and the price is at 33. St. Francis going in. Well, one of the guys going out. Went with the run. Hole opened up. That gains a chunk of that yardage back.
He got a long ways to go.
Robinson.
We got a timeout by St. Francis. See where they set second down up at.
Timeout. Panthers.
A lot of penalties here in the first half. No, both sides.
A lot of penalties.
St. Francis up 20-0, but they could actually be up a little more than that.
Oh, this game could have been out of reach by now. Actually, it should have been.
Yeah. The penalties.
So now you got a 2nd and 23.
13-yard gain there. All right, quick, Coach, tell them where you used to coach at, Mike, quick before you retired some years back.
Oh, I used to coach for Loch back in the 80s, early 80s.
Okay.
I actually won a championship in 82.
Gotcha. That was the MPSSAA then, right? Out in Loch Raven?
Out in Loch Raven, yeah.
And on the city then was the MSA with the private schools.
Yes, there was. I actually played when it was a MSA.
Yes, good old.
Matter of fact, back then, City was champs all 3 years.
There you go. Go Knights.
Never lost to Poly.
The last seniors could say that. I don't think they lost to Poly. It was been a streak in that game. It usually goes in streaks.
Yeah.
With that rivalry. 6th oldest rivalry in the country on the high school end.
Yep. That was a hole right there. I saw a hole.
They got him down, though.
And it was a hole. They missed the hole.
Oh, now, Coach Love, we don't want no more young. No, I'm messing around. You're right, though. No, it was definitely a hold.
Yeah, he missed the hole.
The quarterback still got sacked.
I don't know how's that passing game. I was really wanted to see how their passing game.
I'm surprised Griffin's out. Maybe like I said, they took him out to preserve him, get the sophomore Brand Frewen some play. Another hold.
Flag on the play.
Another hold.
They need to decline this. I would decline it.
Evan Franklin, I would.
Holding Panthers.
I don't think you should give St. Francis another opportunity. This decline the play penalty and get the ball back.
I tend to agree. You already got longer yardage. St. Francis in one hit can explode.
And I think that's what they just did. They just declined the penalty, get the ball back. You got 6 minutes and some change.
Get your offense moving. Get something going.
A good drive right now will put them back in the game.
It would.
You already took our touchdown back.
Look like we might be seeing an all-out rush here.
Yes, because there's nobody near the returner for Franklin. Nice punt. Fair catch it. Ball got a roll there for the Panthers.
Yeah, good roll.
Indians football. First down and 10.
Seen it last night in the Memphis-Mill-Hereford game, and a guy had to kick off and touched it for Hereford and gave the ball right back to Memphis-Mill. All you had to do was get away from it, let it go out of bounds.
That's what you got to do. This is the key drive. This is definitely, they have to hold this ball. If they can put together a 5-minute drive and get some points out of it and get some momentum for the second half.
Franklin going in a 4 wide receiver set. Couldn't turn around and run, but did.
He caught it.
Caught it.
Good catch.
Good adjustment for Nelson to get the catch.
Gavin Nelson.
Got to help your quarterback out.
Second and about 5 here coming up, you would think. Nope, 2nd and 3.
Nice turnout for a high school game.
Very nice indeed. It's nice crowd here for this mid-September contest. Richard close to the first down marker, looks like.
The thing I like about when I was coaching football is that one thing I like about St. Francis, their linebackers, outside linebackers, stay home. They don't over pursue the play. They stay home, which is, you're not going to run outside against this team.
3rd and about, I'm going to say 1.5, which would be 2. No, 3rd and 1.
3rd down and 1.
I'd say 1.5. That's not quite at the 1 spot. Oh,
Bad call.
Oh,
Bad call.
Oh, man.
Bad call.
They went with a quarterback keeper and got drove back 5 yards.
You're playing against a traditions off defensive line. That was not a good call for defense. Your offensive line is not firing off the ball enough.
Darren Lewis with the tackle.
You actually lost a couple yards on that play.
Yeah, they lost maybe about 3.
How do you lose 3 yards on a quarterback sneak?
It ain't funny, man, but they was generous and said 4th and 2, but I thought he lost more than that.
I thought he lost more.
Punt team out.
You don't want to give Francis back the ball.
I might have would have tried to go for it.
Nah, that's too. They're making the right thing by punting, but that's not a good punt.
Punt didn't do much.
Wasn't a good punt.
Fair catch at the 41.
Good field position. I see that starting quarterback is back out on the field.
Yeah, well, Griffin had a situation go on.
1st down and 10.
Maybe it was a little minor injury or something.
It's been St. Francis 20, Franklin nothing. The yellow flags, a lot.
The score doesn't indicate how St. Francis had dominated this game. Take away the penalties, this game could be way out of reach.
This game could be in the mid-30s by now. Franklin's credit.
This looks like a passing play here.
Says a short play at that, not of yards. And look out! Gone, baby! It's him. Touchdown, St. Francis. We got, oh no. Oh no.
It's against Franklin.
Patterson with the score. That touchdown should stand. We got, every time we see a big play, we got to look back and make sure yellow ain't there. Face mask. No, it's against St.
Francis.
Man. Oh my. Right now, the Flags are winning the football game.
Penalty called against the Panthers.
Oh my goodness. Face mask. What'd you think, Coach Clay? You see it?
I didn't see a face mask.
Touchdown is nullified.
I'm not saying it wasn't, but I didn't see the face mask.
Okay, they just signal face mask on Franklin too. What we have here? Okay.
At first it was against Franklin.
Touchdown, St. Francis. All right. I know I wasn't going too crazy now.
I did see them do the first time they did it against Franklin.
So Franklin had the face mask. St. Francis touchdown stands. And this is a 26-0 game. Panthers going for the extra point to go up 27. Snap. right down Broadway.
27-0.
Extra point is good. Panthers 27, Indians nothing.
So do you think Franklin can do a drive right here with 3 minutes and 29 seconds left?
I'm hoping so. You know, they tried to get something going and just haven't been able to do it. And then penalties been up and down. So more on St. Francis, but they've had some too on Franklin's side that's hurt them. The mountain is gotten higher now. It's a tough one to climb.
It's a tough one to climb. It's not impossible, but it's tough. The key now is that they have to score before halftime.
Yes. I think it's
they get the ball first in the second half anyway. So if they can put together a drive and get some points on the board and get the ball first, of course, that's all speculation.
That's all we can do. Speculate.
So they're enforcing the face mask call on the kickoff.
This is even more of a nightmare for Franklin because this is the best case you can get is a touchback. Worst case scenario is to bring this ball out. I would let it hit the end zone and go out of bounds.
Look for the onside kick. Well, he didn't.
Went straight. That's what it is. Touchback.
Touchback. Indians football. First down and 10.
Oh, Franklin's working with 3:29 here left in the half.
Plenty of time.
And 2 timeouts.
There's plenty of time. There's plenty of time to mount a drive right now. I want to question, why did they abandon the screenplay?
Throw, oh man, again the incompletion.
Second down.
Even though the quarterback threw the ball behind him, you got to help your quarterback. You got to help your quarterback. That was a catchable ball.
Yes. .310 here left in the first half. That was a low snap. Richard down the field, intercepted. Is this pick six city? That's what it's looking like. A man to beat here, and he drug him down at
Good
the
play.
10.
Way to save a touchdown.
Flag down again. The interception should stand, though. The flag came after the pick.
The interception. Flag on the flag.
He need to get off the sideline. He need to get off the sideline.
I think the interception should stand, but let's see
The interception stands.
what's going to happen. It's against
Unsportsmanlike conduct call.
So let's see what the Panthers set up at here. It's going to set up at the 25-yard line.
They still got good field position.
Very good
With
field position.
2 minutes and 57 seconds.
Football.
Richard there was trying to force something to happen and just didn't. Fakes the throw, runs it. Real close to the first down mark.
Yeah, they got about 8 yards out of that, didn't he? That's what it looks like. 7 anyway. That last play was the ball was underthrown anyway.
It was Daquan Williams with the run there. 2:30 left. The Panthers trying to add up some more points. Fakes it. Goodbye and touchdown.
Touchdown, Panthers!
I think Hammer's out.
Guess what?
Coach Clark.
No flag.
Yes, I was looking. That's why I say that for you. I was looking. Hammer is out.
Yeah.
33-0. High snap. Kick is blocked.
It's blocked. The best play for Franklin all day.
Extra point is no good.
33-0. St. Francis.
Panthers 33 and Indians nothing.
They got the lights starting to come on here, and I do agree. I think second half, you might see some of the young guys from the Panthers come out.
Oh, yeah.
And play.
No doubt. You don't want to get your key players hurt in a blowout game like this.
And like I said, you get good counsel next week down at Albany. You got to go down there. I believe the end of the month, the Panthers will finally have a home game. You look at their schedule to be sure up. They have two teams. It's the national team, and then they have the varsity team. High kick at the 12. Nice return. Right at the 35. The special teams for Franklin has held their own.
Rodney Nelson with the return.
Their special teams seem to be pretty good. You know, St. Francis haven't punted all day.
They have not.
They have not punted all day.
First down and 10, Indian. At the 32-yard line.
St. Francis go out to Dallas South in California.
All right.
On October the 1st.
Hey, we got something here.
We do.
His own player got in the way, though.
He did.
Oh, that should be a flag.
Is there
late hit out of bounds. That should have been a flag.
We definitely heard it up here.
Referee missed that call. That would have been a bigger play for Franklin.
Franklin trying to make some noise for the half, which they do need.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. The worst type of play. You got to get that ball out your hands. Could not. Down he goes. Man.
One good play.
Derek Moore with the tackle.
Moore with the tackle. Loss of a lot. I think we need to calculate how much that loss was.
With a minute and 37 and counting, they need to just go for it all.
Why not at this point? Why not? 2nd and 28. A loss of 18. It's the Panthers. Got out of it. Spins. Real close to getting back to the original line of scrimmage. It was the best run all day for Franklin.
Good run.
St. Francis ends the year by going down to IMG to play the Ascenders
All right.
Oh, goodness.
Oh,
It should be an encroachment. Neutral zone infraction. And that's what it is.
Offside, Panthers.
35 seconds here left in the half.
well, he's got to go for it all with 29 seconds and counting. No sense of urgency.
Richard throws it. Incomplete.
Incomplete pass.
9 seconds left, fourth down. Why not? Hail
Mary.
Hail Tribe, Hail Indian. What do we got? Hail Franklin. I don't. The Indians. Nine seconds left. Oh my goodness, look at it. Blitz, incomplete. 5 seconds, turnover on downs. And I think St. Francis will take a shot. 5 seconds left. What you got? What you got to lose up by 33? Panthers coming out. The ball should be right at the 44-yard line of Franklin. And that's what it is at the 44.
They're just going to run the clock out.
Which is wise. Well, St. Francis up 33-0 here over Franklin. It's been all Panthers so far.
All Panthers.
That it is. Second half coming up. All right, Coach Clark, second half about to get going here. We was talking off air, and we see St. Francis going to definitely put their next team in to get some work here in this one.
No doubt about that. You don't want to get your first team players hurt. And so it's time to let them sit on the sidelines for a few minutes.
I tend to agree.
And if I was Franklin, I would come out passing this ball. But I thought Franklin was getting the ball first. They did get the ball first in the first half. So St. Francis do get the ball first.
Running clock here in the state of Maryland hits at 35. So we're 2 points away from that. It's a 24th ranked team in the country trying to rebound from their week one squib kick.
Oh,
and Franklin got it, I believe. Hold on, let's see if the Panthers was able to recover. I think St. Francis did recover. Let's see.
They don't have to hit them.
Did they do Saints against Colts in Super Bowl?
Look like it's Franklin's football.
Franklin did recover the football.
Great play by Franklin.
A little trickery.
Nothing to lose.
Hey, you don't. You're down 33. Pull all the stops out. Why not? I don't have a problem with it. As the referees get together. In the second half.
It went 10 yards, as long as it go 10 yards.
And it did. It definitely did.
I don't see the problem here.
I don't see the problem one bit either.
Think Franklin can take the advantage of this? So now they're giving the ball back to St. Francis.
They're saying St. Francis recovered.
Panthers football.
And St. Francis did recover the football. I think the referees have made sure today that both sides are not going to like them, even though the score is a 33-point lead.
So I'm trying to figure, because the ball went 10 yards, so what was the...
Saying that the Panthers recovered. But the ball did go, I agree with you, Coach Clark, the call did go 10 yards.
So you got St. Francis at the Franklin 45-yard line.
I guess they're saying the ball didn't go 10 yards. Van Bruin in the game. A run and a first down run and more.
So it looks like St. Francis just starting off where they left off.
Pretty much. Turn the next page and keep it pushing.
And we're talking their second unit.
DeJuan Williams.
Williams ran that one.
First down, Panthers.
Out the pistol. Another run again. Move.
And a possible another first down.
Yeah, I think you move the chains again. And that's what's going to happen.
Right now, they're just pushing Franklin's defensive line of this.
DeJuan Williams on the run.
You know, when we come, we say that they're pushing them up the field. Van Bruin rolls out, caught, adjusts.
Good move.
First and go.
Malik Baker with the reception.
Panthers trying to punch it in once more.
Good run up the middle. Still going, still going. Good run.
Williams there, second and go.
DeJuan Williams on the run down to the 2-yard line.
Second and goal at the 2. I mean, the Panthers have just run the football all game. And
Touchdown.
Williams with ease scores.
DeJuan Williams.
They made that look real easy.
Panthers.
And now the clock will be running now. It's 39-0. Kick is
No good.
No good.
Extra
good.
Good.
point
Okay.
is good.
Now that one looked like it was no
Now that
good.
one looked like it was no good.
Panthers 40, Indians nothing.
Yeah, this is definitely becoming a one-sided football game, no doubt about that. And Franklin got to come back to the drawing board. They get some medicine next week with Delaney coming up to Upper
Well, you kind of hope that a game after this that you got beat up and down the court, the field, that you can rebound from this. They need a good practice this week.
Actually, I'm sorry, they go to Delaney, which is up in Timonium. And they come home and play Perry Hall the following week. Kickoff.
That's his best kickoff all day.
And that was right at the 5.
And he's going nowhere.
Rodney Nelson with the return.
Franklin
Indians football. First down and 10 at the 22.
takes over the 22, and
They're starting their starting quarterback again. I would kind of put him out of the game too.
I agree. Same for Delaney next week in Timonium.
Yeah, the worst thing to do is get your starting quarterback hurt in a blowout game.
Game, I don't even think he might have lost some yards there.
I think he lost 2 yards.
No gain on the play.
No gain.
Loss of 2.
No, you're right. Close call. Loss of 2. That's for Franklin. Yes, they're getting beat for enough, but the experience. They think they can get out of this game. What they got to do is go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, there's always something you can get out of the game.
Low snap there, Richard. Got to hustle. Throws the deep one. Incomplete.
Incomplete pass.
It's not good where you have one of your receivers and 3 defenders with him.
No, you got to find something to do to pull your safeties.
Clock is blessedly continuing to run at 6:40 left in this one. And John seen that yesterday at Quincy Pratt when they was taking on John Kell. That clock was running as the Saints roll in that one. They are looking good in the B conference. Hopefully we get to see get up there to see him before the year is out. Low snap. Richard rolls first. Actually caught it. Now he can get that first down and more. There you go. Midfield. Still on the feet. Inside of St. Francis territory to 42.
Best play all day for Franklin.
We heard Franklin's crowd finally. It's the first time we heard that crowd all game.
At the 42.
Franklin does have some talent on their team. That is outmanned.
Yeah, this one they definitely have talent to beat Memphis Mill in the fashion they did. They definitely have talent, no doubt. And we know Franklin's going to be a part of the 3A race in the MPSSAA. Oh man! Incomplete. The pass was set the receiver up to be in the bad area.
He left his receiver hanging out there.
He did.
And it was a good play by St. Francis also, but you left your receiver hanging. Got to protect your receivers.
Definitely. Man.
No gain on the play. Loss of 2.
The linebacker was running as the ball was snapped, and nobody could stop him.
That was good timing because that could have been a disaster play too.
Definitely could have been.
Got a 3rd and 14. Definitely to me is a 4-down territory.
Yeah, definitely.
Got him.
Incomplete pass.
That was incomplete.
Can't get the ball back to St. Francis. You got to keep playing.
Fourth down, the punt unit's coming out.
I think they should have went for it.
Play the game.
Must have been a delay of game.
Yeah, it was on Franklin. Nice punt. Oh, he fumbled it, but he got it back. Still on his feet.
And made some good yardage out of it.
He ain't lying.
Another opportunity Franklin could have had.
On the return.
So the Panthers will set up
First down and 10.
at their own 36-yard line here. Nope, be at their own 35.
On 35.
Clock will continue to run here. It is 2:07 left in the third. Run. This time the D-line of Franklin won that battle.
Well, one of the very few times they won a battle up front.
And this is true.
Gain of 1 on the play.
1:34 here left.
Second down and 9.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. 50. Near the 45 of Franklin.
They're just getting blown off the ball.
Sheldon with that run exploding there as the third quarter. Should be one more play left in it, and then that'll be it.
First down is 10. Panthers.
Snap.
A reverse.
A reversal. Should gain about.
Good pursuit. Good
Yeah, it
pursuit.
was. Should gain about 3 there. Oh, that'll probably be the last play in the third as the play clock is 5 seconds ahead from the game clock, which is at 20 seconds left. Be at the 40. 2nd and 6. Run again to the outside. Lost a yard there. As that's the end of 3. And at the end of 3, St. Francis rolling to 1-1 here as they are up 40-0. Fourth quarter coming up.
Well, here we go. The start of the fourth quarter.
Yes, 40-0 game with the Panthers Oh, we broke the door down now. They're just trying to go back through it again.
Yeah. 36.
Juggle. Well, that was a broke up play, and they made it look easy there.
I was kind of surprised to see that pass.
Yeah. After it was juggled there by the quarterback. Let the chains move some more.
First down.
That tight end kind of remind me of John Mackey back in the day.
Oh, boy.
Running over players.
That's right, the late, great John Mackey. Roll out.
No pressure, well. Wow. He made something out of nothing.
He did. The last couple plays has been like that. They made
Michael Van Buren on the run.
second and 3.
On the play.
High snap there. Run. Oh, man. First and go.
First and go
At
for
the
the
5.
5.
Aaron Ash on the run. First and goal, Panthers.
Nice snap there. And
Touchdown.
untouched to the end zone.
Panthers!
Touchdown, St. Francis.
They making this look too easy.
You ain't kidding. 46, excuse me, to nothing.
Demarus Seldon.
Right down the middle.
Down Broadway, right down the middle.
47-0.
May I have your attention, please? If you are driving a silver Toyota Corolla, license tag number 2CHZ39, please move your vehicle. Thank you.
The good thing is, Gronk, we've had scoring in every quarter. It's just been in the yellow.
License tag
Yeah.
number 2CHZ39. Please move your vehicle.
Could have been a whole lot worse except for the penalties.
Yes, the penalties could have made this really out of hand quickly early. But and Franklin's credit, too, they have played with heart in this game. They've just been outmanned. And the special teams has been, I think, the one shining point in this one for them.
That is the only thing that looks good for them. That was the bright spot for this game.
Gavin Nelson on the return. First down and 10, Indians.
So the drive with 7:40 left, down 47. Gotta let it hang, baby. Just let it hang.
Still playing their starting quarterback.
One of these starters at least get a score, maybe. Richard.
Oh, what a play.
Oh, incomplete.
Good try, though. He kind of squeezed that in. He had a receiver wide open over on the flat.
Man, he tried his hardest there to get that one in.
Not a good read, though. He had a receiver in the flat.
Right. 6:50 left. St. Francis to go to 1-1, and Franklin will drop to 1-1. Well, like I said, for Franklin, they're going to be in the postseason race in 3A. Run. Down he goes.
No gain on the play. Loss of 3.
.608 left in this one.
I would try to get as much as I can and go for it on 4th. You don't want to get the ball back to St. Francis. Of course, I've been saying that all day.
I mean, it's all true.
Timeout, Indians.
Timeout by Franklin. The clock will stop at 5:39 left.
This is a good time to come up with a strategy for the next 2 plays.
And I said what you can do and work on in their schedule as it goes down. The Catonsville game now on the 1st is interesting now. Catonsville's been rolling. That was an interesting game now for Franklin.
Yeah.
Like I said, they got a 3-game stretch in October with Catonsville, Parkville, and Dundalk. Very interesting stretch there now for the Indians. St. Francis will be taking on Dallas LaSalle out in California in early October. They got good counsel next week, which is going to be a good one there. Richard, 3rd and 14. They go for the bomb. Had to adjust, and he caught it. First down.
Second good play of the game for Franklin. Second good play.
With the reception. First down, Indians.
A touchdown will boost their confidence.
Huge. Huge, definitely going into their next matchup against the Delaney Lions. I believe, let me look at the date to be sure on that one. That will be next Saturday as well. It's an afternoon game up in Timonium. So they have a week off to get things right. Nice catch again. That's another first down. Got a little rhythm going here in the pass game. St. Francis faithful want that shutout.
Nelson with the reception.
See if they can get it.
First down, Indian.
Let's see if they can punch this across the goal line.
Scrambles out of there. Richard. Still able to throw it. And it was caught. He was not ahead of the line of scrimmage, so he could throw it.
Made something out of nothing again.
Yep.
He's showing me some good talent.
Did he get hit there on that last play, though? Then they're going to look at him here. Might be Richard's last play of the afternoon.
Gary Sullivan with the last reception.
3:30 left. Ball at the St. Francis 21 here for Franklin. Trying to just gain some confidence for next week. A rollout. Oh, wobbly
Bad
pass.
And that should be offensive pass interference. That should have been offensive pass interference on that call.
I agree. The receiver was playing defender, and he was never trying to play the ball. That was a very wobbly pass there. It rolled. .240 left. So the clock will only stop now via timeout. That's a better pass, but it's too long, incomplete. 4th down.
Incomplete pass.
You got to go for it. 2:18 left. Two minutes exactly.
Well, here comes the starting quarterback back in the game. After being shaken up on the
Play
last
clock
play.
down to 8-7. Richard is back in the game on 4th down. 2-1. They got to take a timeout. Franklin do. 1:39 left.
Timeout, Franklin.
Interested to see what will happen here on this 4th down. Franklin, like I said, trying to get some confidence going into next week. In tomorrow.
Could be the last opportunity to score.
I tend to agree. St. Francis faithful.
He's going to need some protection up front.
Definitely. Franklin did well in the spring ball. Taking on their familiar Baltimore County foes. They take care of it. That's a rollout. Throws it.
It's a completion.
It is a completion to 1st down. The Gatorade bath there for Coach Hellerman. He got it early.
1st down.
Got him with the bath. Straight pass, incomplete.
Good defensive play.
It was.
Good defensive play.
Incomplete pass.
2nd down here. Franklin can only stop the clock one more time. I think at this point, why would you?
Well, I would have stopped it one more time just to try to get a score in.
They still might. 37 seconds left in this one. Throws it. Short. It's going to be 3rd and about 2 coming up. .16 seconds, 17.
Pass is completed.
Offense is
number
not
2.
in a hurry.
Nelson.
5-4. They get it off in time. Touchdown, Franklin! The Indians get in at the buzzer.
Nice throw, too.
It was.
Touchdown, Indians.
Well, the shutout is complete. I think the Indians are going to go for 2. The Tribe, that is.
Well, they scored on the last play of the game. That's a confidence builder.
Had to do it. Not enough time to get
Final score.
the extra point. Our final,
Panthers
47-6
Indians
is your
6.
final here. We say so long to you here on ACL Sports Network, Dye Sport Network, and Haven Photography and the Haven Sports Network. For Coach Terry Clark, I'm Demarus Dye. We'll see you down the road on our Perspective platform. So long for now.
This is Dye Sporting Network.